This is really cool. I'm talking to somebody from New York.
Hey there.
How you doing?
Not too bad, except the problem is I was originally from Australia, Bobby
I
the
know
Bear, so I'm
the
complicated. I know
you
I'm
have the
complicated.
Australian New York accent.
I
How you
do, and
doing?
some of my posts, and some of my posts come when I'm in Australia, some in New York. So I'm sorry if I'm confusing,
No
but I
need to
hope you're
apologize.
having a good day, a very good day, brother.
I'm having a very good day. So, what did you want to talk about?
Well, one of the things that I come across, Bobby the Bear, is when I'm dealing with people, experienced people
Uh-huh.
that are trying to find
Older
the
people.
gig.
Older people.
Yeah, that's right. People with perhaps 20, 25 years plus
Unless we're
experience.
talking the gaming industry, where you could be 18 and have 4 years of experience in the gaming
Yeah,
industry, or 10 years of experience. Yeah, I get you. I know what
that's
you're
right.
talking.
Or digital marketing, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's right. Now I'm talking about those people, men and women, who have great experience and they really have trouble finding the next gig, and
Uh-huh.
it's a real pain, and it's a passion I have to help these people find the next gig. So I
Well,
run a
that's good.
networking group around that.
That's good. Now, that's good because the older people don't fight back, right?
No, that's right.
The
Well,
younger people are like, hey, where's my job?
maybe that's true. Maybe that's part of the problem.
The-
I need to get you. Maybe I should get you along to our next networking group meeting to give like the bare essentials.
That'd be
Like the
fine.
bare.
I could do that. I could do the bare essentials. I could do the bare. I just got to put me on Zoom. No problem. I talk to people all the time.
That's great. That's great because this technology is wonderful, right?
Yeah. You can be anywhere. It doesn't matter.
Even us experienced professionals, we actually know how to use this stuff. Did you know that?
It's not that
We could
hard.
actually do that.
That's right. Some of the older people, they don't know how to do it, but it's easy to teach them. It's not that hard.
Well, I think that's my thing, actually, Bobby the Bear, is what's really important is that years of experience around, like, for example, how to manage teams. Perhaps
Uh-huh.
in your case, like, what's the really, really best place to find honey? Like these
Yeah.
sort of things, these really deep
Well,
questions. They
that's
only
easy.
come over time, right?
That's easy. So now I didn't know about this thing called the grocery store before I started this business, but now I can just take my money into a grocery store. It's easy. Before
Yeah.
I'd have to go to the honey hive, and then I'd get stung. It was more complicated. There's no stinging, except at the cash register, a little bit of stinging.
That's right. Well, I mean, we have got modern conveniences now. But
Yeah,
Bobby,
yeah.
look, I have a question for you, Bobby.
Sure.
So I really want to know,
Yeah.
do you do it? I mean, do you actually apply for jobs?
No. I don't understand this job thing at all. I don't understand why humans work at all. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It seems very complicated.
It is complicated, and so
And
you know what? I actually wish I was a bear now. After doing this interview,
and
I really wish I was a bear.
And I think the other thing I think that really sucks about the interview process is you feel judged the whole time.
Well, that's right. That's right. So one of the things I think about is, hiring managers tend to hire like themselves, and they do it subconsciously. They'll never do that. So actually, you're lucky, Bobby the Bear, because I've actually met a number of hiring managers, and they look actually just like you.
Right.
So
right.
you're obviously, if you started applying for jobs, like to get that money to buy that honey,
Right.
You'd be a shoo-in. Like
No.
you'd get first call, you'd get an interview.
I can tell you the problem that comes if I were to look for a job, and I know what you're talking about. That thing they call it the search for similarity. People only want to hire the people that remind them of themselves, which is annoying. But
it is.
What happens with bears, if we were to go on job interviews, we'd always hit the bump where we'd say, "What's your hibernation policy?" Because we don't show up for like a couple months. We get fat, and then we're not there.
I haven't heard that one. That one's never come up in the lists I have, but I could see it applies. It applies to you, and you could have like a honey archiving policy, like
That's right.
grin and bear it. There's lots of things I think that you could find.
What's the worst thing that ever happened to you when you went on a job interview?
Well, I think it's the worst thing really is actually before you get to the interview is just applying for a job and getting no response whatsoever.
Oh, that's horrible.
Nothing.
That's horrible.
Nothing. Yeah, yeah, I've got a friend of mine who applied for 1,000 jobs over about 2 years and had 2 responses and no interviews. Like this is what happens now. But the key to it, really, I tell people though, Bobby the Bear, and I'm sure you get this around your honey search, is the best way to get a job is through networking.
Oh yeah, it's got to be the people you know, right?
Absolutely.
Because you figure if the people that you know don't want to recommend you for a job, maybe you're not hireable. Right.
That's right. But you know what we're doing now, right here, Bobby the Bear. Like this is network. You know, this is actually networking. Like we're getting to know each other.
Right.
You know, we're asking questions.
Right.
Actually, the definition of networking is, you know the definition of networking is.
No, I don't.
2 people who only just met each other ask themselves really deep questions.
Oh, that's pretty good, actually. That's the way you get to know. Because then what happens is then if you run into somebody that needs a talking bear to do something, you say, "Oh, I know a talking bear." Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and you know what? I get that question all the time. So now
a lot of people are getting it now because a lot of people, there's only a few of us, and I kind of got it covered here, but there's a couple of us. But I understand. I get that whole network. Oh crap! I gotta go.